what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Murda and we are locked in. I'm finally back. It's been 2 weeks, but this is P-Valley episode 6, the recap. Now, I was a little bit under the weather. I was feeling like Grandma Ernestine. The only difference is I took me a test yesterday and it came back negative, so we are good to go. Now, before we jump into this and break this episode down, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload, and make sure you hit that like button. Also, follow me on Instagram, Murda. Now, this is episode 6, and there's a lot going on here. We see that the Valley is kind of, everyone's starting to do their own thing because guess what? We got to make some money since we reopened. So let's jump into it. This is P-Valley episode 6. We start the episode off with Diamond and Big Bone, and Diamond is getting in that big bone, if you know what I mean. But the whole time you see him squinting his eyes and he's going in and out. And sometimes he notices that it ain't Big Bone that he's in. He looks down and guess who it is? It's Miss Mississippi. Now, this is what he has on his mind while he's with Big Bone. Now, we've all been there before, fellas. You know how it is. And ladies, you've done the same thing. You thought of someone else while you were in the heat of the moment. After they get finished, Big Bone, she starts walking around the house. And we know that Diamond has Montavious' ring sitting here on this stand. And what did he tell Hailey? That's to protect us. Because once they got rid of him, he kept that. Now, this has us all wondering, is Big Bone somewhat connected to Montavious? Because she goes over and she reaches for it. And Diamond tells her, unless you want to be hurt, I'd advise you not to touch that. Now, as of right now, Diamond, I'm on your side. What did he say? A smart man never exposes his seed. Now, she's talking about, you don't need that rubber and finish in my mouth. He's like, no. But he has to work security for a spades game tonight. Now, we got us a HVH hood party out. We all out. We kicking it, you know what I'm saying? We celebrating a little Murda turning up. We got our boy Big Teak over here on the whip. No shirt on with the Timbs. And guess what? Little Murda pulling up in an 09 Charger. Now, they telling Big Teak, you held it down for us while you were in jail. We holding it down for you out here. So that Charger that he pulled up in, they actually giving that to Big Teak. And it's the camouflage Charger. You know what I'm saying? Black, red, and green. Very noticeable. Something you shouldn't drive in the hood because everybody going to know who you are and where you at. But everybody's celebrating Big Teak for holding it down for HVH. We see early that it's like Big Teak is kind of fighting demons because once he gets the keys to the car, he gets in there and he starts tearing up a little bit. So it looks like it's just a lot of pressure that's been building up on him. He had a lot of things on his mind since he just got released. And shoot, ain't no one really cared for him like this. To give him a whole new car, that's really love from your family. We know that Hailey's been living at the paint because she ain't got nowhere to go. Mercedes has kicked her out. So she's taking a shower. We see Uncle Clifford over here smoking a cigarette and Big L comes out with the wrench. He done turned the water off on her because guess what? She paid the bills here, but she ain't paid Big L. She's getting ready for some event. And we see Uncle Clifford pull out the dress talking about, oh, this is where you go, you wear this. She like, turn the water on. I got somewhere to be. Now, one thing we know about Hailey, she wants to be in charge and she's trying to do everything she can. We also know that her and our boy Andre, they're potentially working together behind the scenes because she still wants to sell the pink for at least $10 million. Big L and Uncle Clifford, they're talking about what can they do to get Hailey up out of here. Well, she didn't kill Montavious. She didn't bury no body, so you can't put any of that murder on her. But it is what it is. And I'm just thinking all this colorism coming from Uncle Clifford. Why does it have to be a light-skinned bee? Why can't it just be a woman? But that's neither here or there. And Uncle Clifford has bigger things to worry about because now we got Whisper and Roulette throwing a P-Valley Spades tournament, the same tournament that Diamond is about to do security for. So Uncle Clifford talking about we need to be able to sue them or something for taking the P-Valley name. Man, it's just a lot of stuff going on with Uncle Clifford only having, 31% ownership. Uncle Clifford ain't got no control. Lil Murda and our boy Big T. We got to get Big T cleaned up. We just got him a new whip. We got to get a haircut too. Now, Little Murda, he's looking like, damn, Rome done died. Now, we know what happened to Rome. Wody set that thing up. And if you paid close attention, Wody did take the cell phone. He did put it in his pocket when he left up out of there. But no one knows exactly how he died. None of the blogs are saying anything. All we know is Rome is gone. They done hooked our boy Big Teacup. You know, he's been walking around with that bushy beard, that messed up hair. And the barber says, boy, you casket fresh. And if you don't know what casket fresh mean, that means this is the last thing you getting before you die. When they put you in that casket, they line you up, clean you up, put you in that suit, it's over with. Now, if you look on the right, this is Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson was a blues man. He played the guitar. And if you see the shadow, it has a devil behind it. Now, if you don't know what that signifies, I might do a breakdown of this, but Robert Johnson, they said he played the guitar so good that he sold his soul to the devil. So let me know if you guys want me to do an individual breakdown on them, give you a little bit of history on that, because you know that's what I like doing right there, diving in to get that history. But Robert Johnson was born like 1911, and they said that man was a hell of a player. Mississippi, Keyshawn, she gets on the phone with Little Murda. Now, Rome is gone, and Rome was her manager, so Little Murda's like, damn, this is messed up. But don't worry about it. Wodie's going to put things together. And that's what I was telling you all last week, that Wodie's probably going to become her manager also and put them on the road together and keep things together. But no one knows why he died. And now she's telling Little Murda that Rome tried it. And I'm talking about the R word. So Little Murda's like, damn. I bet you're glad he's dead now, because that's messed up what Rome did. Now, we all know that Wodie was the one that put him up under, but no one else knows. And then white boy Derrick comes in, and she has to get off the phone. Now that the tour stopped, we don't have nothing to do. Teak done got him a new whip. Teak done got a new haircut. He talking about, I'm about to just ride around the hood. You got a new car, hey. You might as well put some miles on it. And Little Murda's just like, damn, one day you're popping, then the next you're not. So he asked Big Teak, hey man, what you about to do? Can I slide with you? And Big Teak is like, yeah. And we know about their little relationship. So Big Teak, he's kind of iffy on it, but he's like, all right, come on, let's roll. Shell and Mercedes. We know that these two, they've been clashing. We know that Shell has just been drinking and drinking and drinking. She also called Terrica a mistake. She raised Terrica because why? Terrica's father didn't want her to go back to Mercedes. Now, Mercedes is trying to get things together. We know she has a little deal with Coach, 10 bands, you know what I'm saying, for the Mercedes experience. But Mercedes is trying to get Terrica away from Shell because she's like, I'm making some money now. But Shell's like, no, I won't do that. I won't give Terrica to you because I raised her. And it's a difference between being a mother and being a parent. So basically, Shell is saying, even though I'm drinking, I'm still giving her a better chance and opportunity than her going to live with you in the hood. Now, I see both sides, and I'm looking at it like, okay, Shell is drinking. She's an alcoholic, but Mercedes is basically into prostitution. I'm like, which is the worst of evils? Now, they've been sliding around Chucalissa, Mississippi, and they stop at the Hot Wing Castle. It sounds good right now, but you would think this is the Hot Wing Castle. Don't bring no grown man no 6-piece. No. Y'all need to start off with an 8-piece, a 10-piece, a 12. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to, hey, it's the Hot Wing Castle. We don't want no 6 pieces here. But we see the waitress, she flirting with Big T, talking about, ooh, light skin, them eyes. And she going at it. Big T over there talking about, thank you. He all blushing and stuff. And it looked like Little Murda getting jealous. He talking about, Shawty, go get us a water and get you one too. He making it seem like he just ordered drinks at the bar or something, talking about get you one too. Man, that water free. Now we get into this hood fairy tale, the prison story, the Romeo and Juliet of cell block B. And it turns out Big T got pushed into a broom closet. He thought the guard was about to get on him. But Little Murda showed up with a candle and a bowl of pasta. And this is where they first started getting it on. So now we're looking at this. They at the Hot Wing Castle and they're looking at it. Could this potentially be our first date? Because we know it's dangerous for them to be out in public like this. Now, Little Murda is like, yeah, this could be our date. They touching each other's hand. Big Teak too big. He talking about, oh. I'm like, damn, it can't be that serious. But they having some hot wings and they on their first official date. But now Big Teak wants to know about who is the other person. And he's talking about Cliff. Now, we know Uncle Clifford likes to go by a girl. So Lil Murda is saying she. Don't call her a he. But just like he messed up with Big Teak, he's like, I messed up with Cliff. I mean, when I'm with Cliff, this is Lil Murda talking, not me. When I'm with Cliff, it's like an eclipse, you know? It's just, oh man, so many good feelings go through. But we already know Little Murda messed that up, and he's been trying to get back Cliff ever since season 1 ended. Now, you remember white boy Derrick came in the living room. He was telling her, I'm sorry about Rome and you not being on tour or anything, but I got some jobs lined up. I'm going to go to my friend's house and help put in a fire pit. Now, you don't need to be doing any kind of exerting energy, any physical labor. when you ain't got no job, you need to make sure you don't get injured for anything. But as soon as white boy Derrick leaves, she starts collecting the kids. She goes into the little ventilation shaft and she has a pistol in there. But she's about to gather everything and get the kids up out of here. She grabbed the pistol. She got the kids. She got the Geo, no Metro. I don't even know what kind of car this is. She putting the babies in here. But when she tries to start it up, the car ain't starting. Now, there's no battery in this vehicle. White boy Derrick took it out. So you wouldn't even hear the car clicking because there's no battery there to even do that. But I'm wondering, how could you buy a Gidget, a $300 Uber, but you couldn't get yourself an Uber with your kids? Your priorities are all messed up, Keyshawn. All messed up. And if you knew you were in a bad situation and Wody just helped you out, why didn't you call Wody? Why didn't you call Little Murda? There's other people you could call, but she went back into the house. They've been sliding through the hood all day. We done went to Wing Castle. Now we got to put some gas in here. Teak talking about who buys you a car and don't fill it up. But y'all know the price of gas is through the roof. Now, when they get there, Teak's been in jail, so he don't know nothing about putting no debit card in there. He talking about premium or regular. And he talking about put regular in there. I'm looking at this Charger, this 08, 09 Charger. Yeah, put regular in there. There is no reason for no premium in this car. And while they're sitting there, guess who comes on the radio? You remember Tina Snow? DJ Never Scared produced the beat. They said Little Murda was going to send the track back. Well, they on the radio. Now you see Big T asking everybody to turn the radio to K97. We got Little Murda up on the car. Everybody like, oh my God, he lit. He famous. Now we know that Big T is security. So Big T, someone pulls up behind him and honking the horn. Big T about to get loose. He like, hey, bro, we right here. We chilling right now. Little Murda like, hey, chill. Girls talking about, well, since you famous, let me get a picture. You remember on Coming to America, she said, if you're really a prince, I'll marry you. So Little Murda, he out here taking pictures with the fans, groupies, because they ain't even know who he was. It's just, oh, you famous? Let me get a picture. Now, we back at the Spades tournament. We see our boy Diamond with the AR. There's a couple people's in there with AR. I'm looking at security like, damn, y'all a little overboard for this Spades tournament. But, hey, we down in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? You got to be prepared at all times. And Roulette, she going up that pole. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. In all my days of going to script clubs and watching TV shows, Roulette is on another level. Y'all better throw all that money y'all brought up in here for this young lady. Now, you remember the guy that was in the back room. He had Roulette, gave her a little bit of bread, get some head. He talking about who's a foreigner. He's talking about Whisper. He's talking about, I'll pay her a couple bands to eat that thing out. I'm like, man, she just been up on that pole sweating all night. You want to what? But it is what it is. Niggas is going to be niggas. Roulette was like, damn, I wish I could have got that. He's like, look, if you go hook this up with her, then it's going to come back to you tenfold. So right now it's just, you know what I'm saying, you got to hustle whoever you came with. I mean, that's part of the game, right? That's what the scrippers do. I mean, I don't know all the politics, but that's what you got to do, right? Now, when Mercedes was leaving Shell's house, she was trying to talk to her daughter. She got a call from Coach to finish up that Mercedes experience. And when she gets there, he been telling her, look, I want you to make my wife happy too, because if she's happy, then I'm happy. And we already know that Farrah's already been calling Mercedes up there. They've been taking pictures. They've been having they one-on-one time. So Coach is like, yeah. He goes in there, gets some Irish Mosh and some Viagra, because he gonna need it. This is Coach. You know what I'm saying? Coach about 50-something. But you see Mercedes saying, I don't want you to mess up my money, and I don't want him to know that we've been messing around with each other outside of him. And Farrah's like, oh, he won't know. Now, we know that Hailey was getting prepared to go to some event. She had the all red dress. Yeah. She showed up looking real good. Now, Andre's up there and he's talking to a lot of the people with money here. And he's basically trying to convince them that with me running for mayor and taking over where Tydell was left off, it's going to be good. Now, the only thing is he's talking about spreading money throughout everybody in Chucalissa. Now, the rich white folk, they don't want to hear that. They want that wealth to stay amongst themselves. So when he says that he's potentially about to bring, you know what I'm saying, wealth to the lower class people, they kind of all like, we don't know about that one. We don't know if we can support that. Now, Hailey comes in here. She wasn't invited, but you got to remember, she's the one that owns the strip club. She's the one that's in the way of bringing the casino down there. She's the one that wants $10 million for it and not that little couple $100,000. And she asked Andre, what is he going to do about everyone else that's out here? And that's where Andre says, look, no one believed in me except for Tydell. So for any of the youth that's here, that's going to be the same thing I'm going to do for them and give them an opportunity to make something of themselves. Of course, Corbin doesn't want anything to do with her. He's like, did you invite her? Andre like, no, I didn't even know she was coming. But these kind of events, there's only one event like this going down in Chucalissa. Come on now. It's easy to know when these things are going on because it's only one. There's only about 45 rich white people here. But Corbin escorts her out, talking about you ain't got nothing to do with this, especially because she ain't trying to sell the pink. Now they in the back room getting that little threesome on. Coach is the first man in history that I've known that gets upset during a threesome that the girls are into each other a little bit more. That means you just do your thing while they doing their thing. You ain't got to worry about it. But he sees that Mercedes is enjoying Farrah a little bit more than she should be. So he's upset that Farrah has been taking over and been doing things with Mercedes. He's talking about, you've been cheating on me. She's talking about, if you've been chasing your dreams, you haven't realized that I might like pussy more than you do. Who gets upset about that? Coach is like, that's it, I'm done, it's over. And Farrah's like, we've been together for 19 years and you never knew this. Well, why didn't you say something? All you had to do is speak up and say you like girls too. You see how easy that could have been? Hey, coach, I like girls. Oh, me too. Okay, let's get girls together. Instead of just sitting there and, oh, you've been chasing it. It's just all silliness. But, coach, there was no reason to get mad here. Now, Mercedes is talking about, coach, you still owe me that $40,000. Coach said, shit, $40,000? You out your mind. You might be lucky you get this 10. Now, when she's leaving, Farrah does give her a pair of gold heels, though. So, looks like Mercedes is out of the money. Damn. Back to square one. We know that Roulette has seen Duffy and Big L dropping off them things. We know that Roulette and Duffy, they've been having their little one-on-ones, you know what I'm saying? They getting closer and closer. So Duffy goes out back and he's talking to Roulette because she left. She was a little bit jealous that old boy was going to pay 2 bands to be with Whisper. And I'm like, damn, y'all really getting this upset about money? Like, come on, man. It ain't that serious. They just threw 3 or 4 bands on the inside, man. Can't be too greedy out here. But Duffy, he's slowly sliding in, and I think that Roulette might be the one seducing him. Now, Keyshawn, she's been sitting in the house for hours. Derrick's been gone. He's put it in the fire pit. Now, if you know about fire pits, you got to dig a little bit of hole. Then, depending on how good they did the fire pit, are they using concrete bricks? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work. So Derrick has been gone for a while. She could have easily walked somewhere, called somebody, but she's sitting in here with the pistol. But when Derrick comes in, she puts it up under the pillow. Because I was thinking, what were you going to do? Just shoot Derrick when he came in? You going to jail. You going to jail. He didn't physically hurt you right here for you to shoot him when he came in. Like, you going to jail. This would be the worst decision ever. Teak and Little Murda are coming down from that high of hearing the song on the radio. So the only way we can get that high back up is to actually go get some dro, you know what I'm saying? So they go to the trap house. Big Teak goes in there. He ain't got no gun on him or nothing. And Wody FaceTimes Little Murda and tells him, hey, we can't bring Big Teak. 1, because Big Teak be wilding out. 2, he's worse than the ops. And it's like, man, that's just bad business. But Little Murda saying, man, he just got out. We got to hold him down. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring him on the road because he doesn't have anything in Mississippi. Now, Big Teak is walking around his house, and you looking at like, there's a lot of junkies in here. I don't know about this. And he walks to the back room, and when he opens up the door, he sees a younger version of him with blood all on his neck. And he's just looking, and Little Murda's like, hey, bro, what are you doing? You came in here with no gun on you? But it looks like Big Teak is fighting demons. I told you at the beginning of the episode, it looks like there's a lot on his mind. And when he goes in his house, it turns out this is where he grew up at. This was his old house. And Little Murda's trying to tell him, hey, that's exactly what it is. Your old house. You don't own it. You don't live there no more. But Big Teak sees his old self, his childhood in here. We know that our girl Hailey got kicked up out the little black tie event. Now, Miss Georgie shows up. She got on the white mink. Looking like money. Y'all smell that? It smell like money too. Now she's walking in here talking about, yeah, I showed up, but I'm gonna show up whenever I want to. She hands the mink to Hailey because she's thinking Hailey is just, give me a drink too. She's rich. That's what they think when they walk around. Everyone is a servant. Georgie goes back into the cigar room. She already told Hailey, go get her some drink. You know what I'm saying? Leave the coke out. We want that thing straight. And she's in here and she's talking bad to everybody. Why? Because her husband has died and left her all the money. So she's basically richer than everybody in here. And she's talking bad to him. But there's nothing they can say because she has the most control and power in Chuckalisa right now. Now, the only thing Georgie's worried about, she don't care who becomes the mayor, as long as that casino comes into town, because that's where she's about to make money, people. Now, there's a difference between having money and what she's going to have. She's going to have money. You know what I'm saying? That real money. Now, Lakeisha Savage sits down and she says, I'm actually the one that owns the pink. And you see that man over there? He offered me $40,000. It would be bad if I was to go ahead and leak that information that white people are stealing from the poorest people in the poorest county in Mississippi. Yeah, you already know how that is. Once that get out, it's going to be a lot of protesting. Everything that they own, people going to start protesting. They not going to buy any of that. So Lakeisha Savage wants $10 million for the pink. Nothing more, nothing less. So Georgie, she looks at Miss Savage and says, me and you will be talking, because she sees that you have that waterfront property that we need for the casino. So if it's 10 million, 20 million, whatever it is, we're going to need that up off you. Now, this is where I was telling y'all in the intro. I was feeling like Ernestine yesterday. I was supposed to record this, but I couldn't get up out the bed. I'm talking about sinuses. I'm coughing. I'm like, damn, I had to go get me a C19 test. Turned out negative. Now, Ernestine, she was in the club. You remember Toy was sneezing on everybody? Toy was talking about, oh, it's just allergies. Well, when Cliff calls, it wasn't allergies. Toy can't even, she talking about, like, nah, Toy, it's over with. When Andre gets home, Corbin's on the phone like, man, fuck her, man. Hailey, man, leave her alone. But she done broke in Andre's house. Now she's telling Andre, you are in charge. How do you want me? Now me, I'm thinking she broke in my house. She could potentially be trying to set me up, record me doing something and saying, oh, Andre took advantage of me. So if we going to do all of this, we're going to go into another room. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go into another room. But he's talking about, take off your dress. Crawl over to me. I'm like, all right, Andre, you getting yourself into something you might not be able to get yourself out of. You already know Hailey done paid you once. And now she talking about she want 10 M's. She might throw that thing on you and ask for 15. But Andre being Andre, you know, a man gonna be a man. Not me though, because I'm thinking. Then she throws that thing on Andre. Is it bad that I never made love? And Andre, he got the full suit on still. Lakeisha Savage, or Autumn Nightmare, whatever one. It ain't no good for Andre. Ain't nobody don't pass me. I'm just so fresh, so fresh and so clean. Big Teak and Little Murda, they out at the lake, you know what I'm saying, the river, wherever they at. They playing some beats and they just reminiscing, you know what I'm saying. They spitting, you know what I'm saying, spitting some flows. Then Big T spits one of Little Murda's old flows, and Little Murda like, where'd I write that at? Now you remember on the toilet paper, he used to write, you know what I'm saying, write flows and send it to Big Teak, and Big Teak always remembered that. Now Big Teak gives us the backstory of what happened. His mother stabbed his sister, stabbed his brother, stabbed him, and that's the little kid we seen in the closet. So for Big Teak, he's saying he was supposed to die in that house with his siblings. So that's why it's a lot of demons going on, because he can still hear his brother and sister crying and screaming, but he was in the closet. He said he ran as fast as his little 7-year-old legs could. Now I can only imagine how that is. Now I was in a car wreck at 7, and I remember when I woke up in the hospital how bad that was. But to see your siblings and hear them go through that, man, that's a lot, especially for a kid. You gotta live with that the rest of your life. And when he gets in the car, he tells Little Murda, hey, it's either I'm dropping you off or you ain't riding with me. And he puts the gun to his head. Now, Little Murda loves Big T. Let's go ahead and get that out there. They like brothers. I know it sounds funny. They like brothers. They lovers. But at the end of the day, they care for one another. And he doesn't want to see Big Teak end it. But Big Teak has a lot going on. And that was foreshadowing earlier when he said you casket fresh. And he's telling him, man, give me the gun, man. You might not be able to see the light, but I'm going to see it for us. Because that's your dog. You don't want to see anyone kill themselves. But ultimately, Big Teak takes his own life. All you see is the car light up. Little Murda gets out. And that Gucci got a little more red on it than it does green. Mercedes then lost her little side job with Coach and Miss Coach. And she gets a knock on the door, and it turns out it's Terrica. Terrica, she's crying. Mercedes like, what's wrong? She shows a pregnancy test. The cycle continues. It's too late for all that crying now. You wasn't crying when you was being fast in these streets, but the cycle continues. She didn't really have any guidance. Shell's an alcoholic. Her mama getting paid to have sex. I mean, product of your environment. It's unfortunate. Murda goes back to Cliff's house. You heard him tell Big T that always mess up everything. So this could potentially be the moment where they bring things back together. Clifford brings Lil Murda in. I would have told Lil Murda, hey, you got to take all that blood and stuff off. I don't want that, in the house. And also, you might want to wear a mask because Grandma, she got the C-19. There you go, episode 6. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think that this is a turning point for Lil Murda and Cliff? And also, what is Hailey and Andre's plan? Are they going to be able to get this 10 million? Are they going to work together and try to figure this out? Or is Hailey using Andre like she did in season 1? Let me know what you think. I'm J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.